Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 challenge run. Hope you're all doing well. Of course, we are playing some of the hardest character weapon combinations in the game that didn't show up in my random series, as suggested by you. So if you have difficult combinations to suggest, definitely let me know in the comments below. Today we're playing Golem with Ghost Scepter. This, on the face of it, doesn't look like an incredibly challenging combination because Golem needs lots of health and Ghost Scepter gives you that health. But this is actually a really tough one. Because Ghost Scepter has the ethereal weapon tag, we're going to lose 5 armor, which will actually be 7 armor because Golem's armor modifications are increased. And because Ghost Scepter is a weapon that is just bad at killing stuff, we're going to be constantly taking hits. Which obviously is the Golem we can't heal from. So we have to get out ahead of the amount of incoming damage that we're going to take, or we're just going to get overwhelmed. Even though Golem will have a lot of health, when we're constantly taking damage, and that damage is increased because we're going to have low armor, it's going to be very difficult to survive when we can't heal that damage up. I'm going to roll here, and I'm looking for harvesting, but I will also take either attack speed or ranged damage here. I think I'm just going to take the one ranged damage. When you're playing Ghost Scepter, you need to make certain that you one-shot everything that you're aiming at. Otherwise, you will quickly fall behind with the Ghost Scepter and it'll just stop killing things. Now, obviously, a sharp bullet on wave 1 is an incredible find here. One of the main challenges with this weapon is that it is terrible at AoE damage because it has no piercing, so Sharp Bullet definitely fixes that. So that is a huge stroke of luck. And rolling into 4 Ghost Scepters is also pretty nice, or 3 with another one locked. Especially because Ghost Scepter, you will start behind on this weapon, since it attacks very slowly. You're always going to have much less money after wave 1 than most other characters would. It's also impossible to get an HP on the first wave. You'll notice also that I'm not combining these scepters. You can combine your scepters to get 1 extra health on wave 2. I don't think that that is worth doing because it just costs you a lot of money to do it that way. I'm going to go ahead and pick up 5 harvesting here. We're going to struggle with our economy on this character because this weapon is bad at killing stuff. So getting our harvesting rolling early is going to be important. Pick another scepter. Unfortunately can't reroll again, but 5 is pretty good, and we will at least be able to build a lot of dodge. I will say that this is probably going to be an easier version of this run than the average because we found that Sharp Bullet super early, and we're going to buy it next wave. And that is definitely going to make this weapon significantly stronger at actually killing stuff, which of course will help us generate more HP and more money. So that find will make this an unusually powerful version of the run. Of course, there's still time for things to go wrong, and even a strong version of a weak run is going to be hard. I could build some armor. We will need to build armor to offset the armor penalty, but I think I'm going to reroll here. We'll take 5 more harvesting, and then here I'm going to take 1 more ranged damage. Wow, okay. Well, I mean, I guess the game wants me to win. We got... This is maybe the best chop we could possibly have seen. A Cursed Ghost Scepter, a Coffee, which is an incredible item for us, and the Sharp Bullet, all in wave 3. That could not be more amazing. Just buying all the items that we can buy there, and locking the ones that we can't. Also, look how dapper our Golem looks with the lens. Given that I've bought... So normally I wouldn't try to kill the Curse Aliens, but given that we have a Cursed Scepter, so we do a lot more damage than you normally would this wave, and we've already bought some Curse, I felt like it was okay to kill one of the Curse Aliens there. You often don't want to do that with Ghost Scepter because it takes a lot of attacks, so you're giving up attacks on other things and losing HP and stuff as a result, but this character is ahead enough that I felt we could get away with it. Here, I could take 8% damage. Our percent damage is negative, but I would really love to roll into harvesting. One of the really nice things about getting these strong items early is that it allows us to invest in economy more easily as well. I'm going to upgrade our Scepter, and so now we only need to kill 12 enemies with the Cursed level 2 Scepter, which is awesome, because it means we're going to get a lot more HP income. I am going to take the Scared Sausage here. So Scared Sausage is a little weird with Ghost Scepters because it can, if you build elemental damage, it can steal kills from your Scepters. But I'm really not worried about our max health. We're going to have tons of that. I just need to be able to kill enemies. Scared Sausage and potentially things like Pocket Factory to go with it are ways that we can add damage to this low damage setup. I'll take a Whistle here and we'll roll and we'll buy another Scepter. Insanity, this weapon does have 2x crit damage, so Insanity is a reasonable DPS increase, so I think I will take it, though obviously I will need to fix my percent damage after this. Okay, so we need to kill the buffing it alien here, because otherwise it's gonna just put too much health on the field, and again, even though we're on a very good start to this run, this is still a tough run, and we have to make sure that we don't fall behind. You can easily get overwhelmed, and when you can't heal, that can cause you to die. I can take hits on the Golem as well, deliberately, to get below half health and gain the extra attack speed, but because we have -6 armor, it's still pretty dangerous to do that, so that's why you haven't seen me do that so far. Take the 8 luck here, and then I'm gonna roll here. I could take 5 harvesting, but I think we just need percent damage, ranged damage, or attack speed now. Our harvesting is already at 21, which is all I am really worried about getting it to. And then, okay, the hits just don't stop. We'll take 3 ranged damage here. Because we're an ethereal weapon build, I am going to build dodge on this character. The more dodge you have, the better each future point of dodge gets. So we're going to, since we start with 30, it's very efficient to buy more dodge. Here I'm gonna take the level 2 Scepter, because, so normally I would buy the level 1 there, and then we could re-roll and maybe roll into another level 1 Ghost Scepter, but because we have the cursed level 2 Scepter, it's more important that I upgrade that. That's gonna get me more health and more damage and everything. Just upgrading your cursed weapons is almost always a big deal. The level 1 Scepter I'm going to lock, and I'm not going to reroll because I have a weapon locked. The main reason to reroll there would be to try to lock another Scepter, but we already have one. Alright, so this is definitely going very well. Kill that tree there. Have to be careful of the pufferfish. Of course, we're using a ranged weapon, so we can definitely die to those. And you can see that we are starting to fall a little bit behind in our ability to kill stuff. Even though we've gotten the extra ranged damage and attack speed and everything, this weapon is just really slow at killing things. I actually messed up there. I should either have gone for the loot alien or the tree. I kind of split my decision-making between the two and didn't get either. Even though I'm building dodge, I am going to take the little frog. I think this is still worth grabbing. We'll take 6 dodge here. And then I'm very happy with this shop, so I'm going to go ahead and buy all of it, which I believe I can afford. Yes. Lens will take Bone Dice. I really don't mind losing HP on this character. We're just going to have so much max HP that losing the health for the Bone Dice is fine. And the percent damage, when we have -7, is going to be very valuable. Take a coupon. I've already gotten my weapon attack speed down to 0.8 seconds, so I think Ball and Chain we're still going to pass on. Obviously, I'm still going to need armor, which is the reason that is a little more tempting, but I don't think we want it enough to prevent future attack speed from being good for this character, because attack speed is one of the things that we need the most of. Need to kill the healer before it can heal the walrus, but unfortunately it managed to get a tick on it, and that's just 100 extra HP that the walrus got. So it took a lot longer to kill it than it should have. But we're getting just so much health because we got that early cursed weapon. You can see here, when I take a hit, it does put a lot of pressure on us, though. I'm going to try to go down below half health, though, because I can get a little extra attack speed for the end of the wave and get just a little bit more damage there. I don't think we need the jelly. Our max HP is just going to be so high. This is 1 health, but I think 8 materials is actually more valuable to us. Here I'm just going to take 2 armor, because I really do need to start fixing my negative armor here. We'll take the coupon, bone dice, and lens, and then do a reroll. Buy another Scepter. Hedgehog will definitely take more ranged damage, very important. Pile of books is kind of interesting. We have built a little bit of crit chance. If I find a bunch of structures, then that could be a way that we will help, a thing that could help us clear the wave, which is going to be extremely important. We have a wave 11 Horde, which is very bad for this character combination. But I think it's just too expensive to be something that we just speculate on completely, so I'm going to pass on it. I'll take the fertilizer, though. We'll take a black belt because we currently have no XP gain, so that'll be a lot of additional economy as well. Alright, the fertilizer and the black belt are probably the last economy items that we can afford to buy on this character, though, because our damage is starting to not be enough to one-shot enemies, so I need to focus on getting damage and defensive stats. In particular, I want to get my armor positive, and I want to get some move speed. Right now our move speed is low, so it's hard to avoid taking hits. And I want as much attack speed, ranged damage, and percent damage as we can possibly find. I'm still trying not to tank hits, because again, we can't heal, so there's not... I have, like, low control over how much health we have. And so even though I could be squeezing out a few extra enemy kills by deliberately reducing my health below half for the Golem passive, I think it's just too risky to do that. Here, we'll take 3 more ranged damage. The armor is also really nice, and I would take 15 attack speed over the damage, probably, but rather than reroll, we'll just take a really good stat there. Could take an armor here, or I could roll again. We have 28 luck. I feel like we can get a higher level upgrade. I could take 2 elemental damage to go with our scared sausage, but given that we aren't really building around that, I think it's better to take something else. Unfortunately, 15 is really expensive, so I think I'm just going to take the 5% damage here. Go ahead and get another level 2 Scepter, which is great. Take a Corrupted Shard and a Black Belt. Do a reroll. Baby Gecko I can pick up. We're leaving a decent number of materials on the ground. Okay, small magazine, amazing. Lens, obviously awesome as well. And Clockwork Wasp will fix my movement speed. It's a bit of an expensive way to boost my move speed, but we have to boost my move speed because it's currently negative. When you're playing an ethereal weapon, of course, you want to kill the Hatchers because they're just going to put a lot of health on the field and prevent you from killing other stuff. So we'll focus those down as much as we can. I would love a pumpkin. That would be a big help to our sharp bullet. Trying to make sure that I can kill the Hatcher here. Ideally, we kill this egg as well. Yeah, got the egg. And then I can focus on killing the loot alien, which obviously we want, but as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit pressured out by just the sheer number of and total health of enemies on the field. Alright, so I'm below half. Does give me some attack speed and some extra move speed. I'm going to focus on killing the eggs. The Hatcher was a little too difficult to kill because it was just getting surrounded by bunches of other enemies. But I did manage to kill the tree and even got a crate as a result. I'll take the snowball. We do have the scared sausage. It's only 24 materials, so we can maybe benefit from that. We'll take the injection here, and Lighthouse, again, doesn't do anything right now, but for 40 materials, I think it's worth it, because if we found Pocket Factory, it would be awesome. Here, I'm just going to take 1 armor. I really need to start fixing that, and unfortunately, I think I have to take attack speed over luck. I would prefer the luck, obviously, because I'm very greedy, but we're going into a Horde wave, and we can get to 30% attack speed, which is still not really enough, but definitely better than where we were at. I'll take the turret. We have the lighthouse, so turret can help me clear the wave and lower enemy health. Okay, well, I mean, the game just continues to deliver. Community support is amazing going into a Horde wave, so we're very happy there. I think I should take the wisdom. We're mostly worried about getting overwhelmed by enemies in the later stages of the wave, and the wisdom will also help us kill elites, because this weapon will just never have the damage to burst elites quickly, so wisdom I think will be good for us, and I'll take an incendiary turret as well. That's a nice find. So obviously going to take some hits off the start of this wave because of the lampreys. Although actually our dodge came through for us, so we didn't end up taking damage there. And you can see I'm giving up a couple points of health because we have a turret, we have a scared sausage, we have an incendiary turret. Giving up a few points of health from our ghost scepters, but it's more important that I kill everything. We already have 131 health. It is funny that if we win this one, it's going to look really easy because we got such an absurdly strong start. But I think most of the time, if you try this run, it's going to be a lot more difficult. You can see we're taking some hits here as well. I would love a lumberjack shirt. Don't think I'm going to be able to kill that loot alien. I would have liked to, but unfortunately didn't get there. Definitely just going to take more dodge here. I want to max out my dodge, but community support and wisdom, both great going into the Horde wave. So, do I think I can get away with buying Scar and Dangerous Bunny here, or do I need to roll for damage items? I think because we found community support, which is like the best possible item we could have found going into the Horde wave, I am going to just buy the 2 economy items. Book we're still going to pass on, even though I have a couple structures. We're not that deep into engineering. Not we're going to pass on. Gambling token I will take, although again I need to fix my armor here. Although we have the wisdom, I'm still going to try to focus down the highest health enemies because they're the most likely to put us in danger later in the wave. The healers as well we need to kill early on. Because I really don't want to let too many high health enemies start absorbing shots and make it so that we just get overwhelmed by the Horde aliens. I'm going to rely a little on my dodge here. I don't mind taking some hits because we'll get the attack speed, which will help a lot. But you can see if we didn't have piercing shots and all of the pretty ridiculous damage items that we had found up to this point, we would just be getting completely overwhelmed and dying. We're already coming pretty close to that. Even though we're doing fine right now, but with just a little bit less damage, this wave would be impossible. Dynamite we're going to recycle. We have no explosion damage. I'm going to take 3 armor here, and then we'll take 2 more ranged damage. Going to reduce my armor by buying Gambling Token, but getting to dodge cap is going to be so helpful. We'll go to a level 4 Ghost Scepter here. We'll take a Feather. Obviously, the ranged damage and the dodge are both excellent. Snake is kind of interesting for this character, so I could buy it. I could even buy Snake and Boiling Water if I wanted to lean more into the Scared Sausage stuff. I'm tempted because I have an Incendiary turret, and the Boiling Water is more interesting because we have the Snake. So the Snake is good for the turret. If I'm buying the Snake, maybe I want to build around the Scared Sausage more. I think I do actually want to do that. Black Flag is super dangerous for this character. A lot of cursed enemies could be really bad, but I think we can get away with it. I'm going to roll here, and we'll lock a fish hook as well. Roll one more time. Broken Mouth, of course, we're passing on because we have so much health. So I would love a Pocket Factory. We've actually built a lot of items that would make that really good with the Scared Sausage, Snake, Lighthouse, and everything. We don't have a Lumberjack shirt, but you don't need one for Pocket Factory to be solid. Other than that, I'm really just looking for more damage, more armor, get to dodge cap, just the normal stuff. Ghost Scepter also a little harder for the Golem on this map because it's a ranged weapon, so it means you're always going to get 4 lampreys, and if you don't have the damage to kill them, that can put you under a lot of pressure without any way to heal. Definitely taking an injection here. Our percent damage is very low. I was looking at the 3 lifesteal, but obviously you don't want that on the Golem, but we do want some armor and 3 more ranged damage. take the black flag. I think it's still fine to buy landmines. It does cost me 1 engineering, but we'll get a free reroll off of it, which is nice because I'm going to buy all the rest of this stuff. I'm going to take a bone dice here. I really don't mind losing health because we have 230, and getting more percent damage matters a lot. Lock the propeller hat, and we'll roll. I'll take a claw tree as well. Boosting my curse and crit chance are both pretty nice, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to reroll again because I have this fish hook, so I would really like to find some more stuff that we could lock. And Cog is worth locking with the fish hook. I won't buy it if it doesn't get cursed, but if it does, I probably will. Definitely need to kill the buffing enemies there, and I need to be aware that when I kill one of the blobfish, we're almost certainly going to get a bunch of cursed lampreys now because we have so much. We have really high curse. Our poor incendiary turret missed that buffing alien so many shots in a row. Basically, the goal is to just have as much damage around the map as possible, which is why I'm buying all these structures. I would be very happy as well to find a like a baby elephant or a cyber ball. Anything that can help my somewhat lackluster weapon just get kills. Here I'm going to take 16% damage. That's obviously amazing. No value off our fish hook, so we won't be buying the cog, but I will purchase all of these other items, and then we'll roll. I guess now I could take the pile of books. It's still not amazing, but we have better crit chance and a couple more structures, and it could still be helpful. I think I'm still not going to buy pencil or claw tree when it's not cursed, though. But another cursed ghost scepter we're very happy to take. That's another amazing find before we go into this horde wave, and then we'll lock, I guess, all of these items. Any of them cursed we'd be very happy to buy, and I think most of them not cursed we would still be pretty happy with. I would be very nervous about this wave if we didn't have the community support as well. Since we do have it, I think we're in okay shape. But you can see, still, we're not clearing everything as it spawns, which means that we are always under a little bit of pressure. Honestly, our incendiary turret is really doing a ton of work out there. To make sure that I have decent clear speed, and enemies are low health when they reach me, so they're mostly not actually getting to me to do damage. Also, the black flag is going nuts. Black flag going into a horde wave, obviously, is great if you can kill the enemies. Without community support, we'd have been in a lot of trouble there, I think, actually. Dynamite. I have 1 landmines, and I'm going to buy a spicy sauce, so I guess for 14 it's worth it. I'll take 3 ranged damage here. I would prefer attack speed, but happy to grab flat damage as well. And then here we're going to buy more... buy all of these items. I'm going to combine here to get another level 4 cursed weapon, and then we'll take a level 2 weapon, and we'll buy everything in the shop. Do a reroll. I guess we will go ahead and buy another ghost scepter. I'm going to lock the spider, because the additional attack speed would be excellent on that. I do need more move speed. Do I want to buy a fin? The lifesteal is not obviously useful on the golem, and the luck penalty is bad, but I think that extra move speed is just so important to this character, I'm just going to buy it anyways. We're only locking 1 item for the fish hook, but that's okay. The sheer number of cursed scepters that we've found, I think, 2, but that's more than you would usually find, and we found 1 really early. One of the many amazing things that have happened this run. Even though I have 350 health, you can see when we take hits, it still chunks us. This run can still turn against you in very, very little time. So you still have to be pretty careful about this kind of thing. Definitely going to take the Lumberjack shirt. I've talked about wanting one of those. And if we do find Pocket Factory, it'll go well with it. Pocket Factory is a little less useful this late in the game, but I would still take it. Here I'm just going to take crit chance over luck. I do just need to increase my damage output. Alright, very happy that the spider got cursed. 10% attack speed, 20% damage. Amazing. Take the small magazine. I am building crit chance, but the metal I think is still worth grabbing. I might lock it though, because it's an item with a downside that we actually care about. So if it gets cursed, we kind of get value in two ways. Not only do the upsides go up, but the downside, which actually matters, goes down. So it's more valuable to curse this item than it is to curse items where you don't care about the downsides, like the head injury. Sure, I'll take a Sif's Relic, and we'll take a Corrupted Shard. And we'll roll, definitely grabbing a helmet, and I'll lock the snake. If it gets cursed, I'll buy it. I don't think we need a second one if it doesn't get cursed, but if it does, then it'll be pretty nice. Mostly just to increase our curse. This is one of those runs where the guys on Reddit who comb over my videos to prove that I'm cheating are really going to have a field day with these shops. Although, to be fair, there was the nichest cheating scandal in the world in the Battle Brothers community recently, so that was kind of funny. I'm going to take the 16% damage here, and then Sif's Relic, obviously amazing to get cursed. Not only is the effect nice, but 18% dodge puts us well over dodge cap, but we're still happy to get the last 5 dodge, and then 6 armor, which gets increased by the Golem passive, is amazing. Gonna buy these. I think we will pass on the snake, though. I'm gonna lock this Ghost Scepter. Okay, there's the Pocket Factory. I'll lock it. If it gets cursed, that'll be even better. And then Diploma. Again, I would buy this if it got cursed, and since I'm gonna have the Pocket Factory, the 10 engineering is pretty good. In fact, I might just buy the pencil here, since we're about to build an item that cares a lot about engineering. And Pocket Factory with a tree and a Lumberjack shirt, I think we actually have 2 trees, is a way that we can increase our DPS going against the bosses and elites later on as well. So we're going to end up with a ridiculously strong character. Here I'm going to take 4 more ranged damage, and then, nothing got cursed. We're still going to buy the Pocket Factory. I'll take the Diploma. We might get, because I buy Diploma here, we're guaranteed to hit level 25. I don't think we'll hit level 30, but I think that the engineering is still pretty good. Do I want this Ghost Scepter, or do I want to hold out to try to get it cursed? I think I'm just going to buy it, because it makes it just faster to kill the elite here. Lock this Focus, that's very good. We'll lock the Bait, and then roll again. More ranged and elemental damage, which is relevant. And then the Bandana I'm definitely taking as well. The 3rd Piercing Shot is still good, even with Sharp Bullet. For a weapon like this, getting the extra Pierce matters a ton. So we have Wisdom, so I don't really need to burst down the Elite, although our damage is actually good enough that we can. But mostly I need to focus on not just dying to it. Now that I've got a little bit of armor, though, that's significantly less likely, because the more HP you have, the better each point of armor is. And we have a lot of HP. Killed the Elite there, of course, and just trying to clear the rest of the enemies here. 600 materials, definitely not bad. Okay, so losing armor is bad, but 20% damage and attack speed is amazing, so we definitely want to take the Ashes. It'll tick only once, so we're going to lose 1.3 armor there. I will take the spicy sauce here, because look at the explosion damage. It's 100% of our HP, and our HP is 500. And then here I'm going to reroll, because I think I can do better. I'll take 15 luck. Let's take all of these items. Oh, I did the math wrong. I thought we could still buy the focus there, but we'll buy it next wave, and I guess get one more shot at getting it cursed. Here, definitely buying this, and then I'll lock this one, because if I can get another level 4 cursed weapon, that would be great. I'll buy a scared sausage, and then I'll roll. Metal detector, even cursed, is not worth buying at this point. So, gonna take a few hits here. Now, I don't think it's likely that we lose this run at all, but it is still possible. This might look like a completely unlosable run at this point, when we have 530 health, but when you're playing the Golem, things can turn against you really fast. We have managed to fix our armor pretty well, but there's a lot of cursed enemies on the field, so I could take some 50 damage hits from the bosses and still die. Like I said, I don't think that's likely, but I wouldn't say this is 100% guaranteed. I do think if you put me in front of this run in this position 1,000 times, I would probably win all 1,000 times, but in part that's because I pay attention to the ways that we could still lose. Here I'm going to just take more attack speed, and then I think just 2 armor is going to matter more than anything else here. Just making sure that we don't randomly get one shot and die. And then let's go ahead and upgrade our weapons, take the focus. We'll do a roll here, do another roll. Gonna take another metal plate, which is perfect. And leather vest, also excellent, because increasing our armor is probably the most relevant thing. The way that we lose this run is if I just get stuck with an elite, like, pushing me into the corner, and I take 5-6 hits in a row. And even with enough armor, even if that happens, we still don't lose. Now we have Wisdom, so we can definitely DPS these guys down at the beginning of the wave, but our damage will increase as the wave progresses. And there we go. All right, well, that certainly did not look challenging, but I think this was maybe the most absurdly strong version of this run that you could possibly get. Getting the wave 1 sharp bullet, so we were just able to kill so many things, made this so much easier. And obviously that snowballs incredibly because you get way more money, which then of course lets you get stronger and stronger. We also got a cursed Ghost Scepter extremely early, so our Ghost Scepter, I think this was probably the cursed one, gave us 155 HP, which was then multiplied further by the Golem HP modifiers. So this one Ghost Scepter was worth what's that, 180 health and a bit. Obviously incredible. The Scared Sausages did 20k damage. They didn't end up being amazing, but I think it was worth speculating on them. Because you really do need ways to do damage other than Ghost Scepters if you're trying to clear enemies with this weapon. Unless you get just the most ridiculous run in the world like we did here. But making sure that in a normal circumstance we'd have still been able to kill stuff, I think was an important role that the Scared Sausage was able to play. Got 225 materials from the bag, so pretty good there. 300 saved from the coupons. We had 30 gained stats and 7 lost HP from the bone dice, though the 7 lost HP was then multiplied further, but 30 damage obviously was great. It let our percentage damage stay high even in the mid-game, even after we'd bought the wisdom and everything. The lighthouse, I would say this was decent because it let our incendiary turret do almost 50k damage, and the just random turrets plus the pocket factory did 25k. Though a lot of this was just from this one random turret because we didn't get the pocket factory till late. Another incredible key was community support before we went into the first Horde wave. Just an unreal roll there, so really lucky again. Great income from the Dangerous Bunny. 800 materials from the Black Flag, obviously incredible there as well. And then overall, everything else was really just cleanup. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this run. I know I did. I mean, not every day you get to take a difficult run and just flatten it like this, so that was fun. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.